Good morning, kindergarten. This is Mrs. Cancer. I hope all finds you well and that you're ready for another kindergarten number story. As usual, you will need a piece of paper, a pencil, and at least 14 pennies to use as counters. So let's get started. During today's number story, you are going to practice taking away from the whole to find out how many objects are left. Do you like drawing pictures, kindergarten? I do too. I love to draw with markers. They are so colorful. Well, the other day I pulled out 14 colorful markers and laid them on the table. But guess what? 5 of my markers rolled off the table. I want to know how many markers are still on the table. Let's reread our story again and listen for important information. Listen closely, kindergarten. There are 14 markers on the table. 5 markers rolled off the table and fell on the floor. How many markers are still on the table? Kindergarten, now is your time to think carefully about the story. What important numbers did you hear? How should we solve this number story? In other words, should we add or should we subtract? Remember, adding is when we bring two parts together to find out the whole or the total. Subtraction is when we take away one part from the whole. What is it that you heard in the story that will help you to understand what we will be doing today? Adding or subtracting? Kindergarten, give a thumbs up if you heard the numbers 14 and 5 from our story. Great work. You're the best mathematicians ever. Now remember, 14 represents the number of markers that were on the table. 5 represents the number of markers that fell off the table. Let's get ready to draw and show our number story. Why don't you pause the video, get your 14 pennies and your pencil and a piece of paper. Let's start with our counters first. Let's see. 5 markers rolled off the table. I'm gonna take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh. But if I start with 5, I can't pull 14 counters out of 5. That's kind of impossible to do, kindergarten. Wait, what did you say? Oh, that's right. I forgot. You have to start with the biggest number first. 14 is bigger than 5. That means I need to count out how many pennies, kindergarten? 14. Okay, let's try this again. Let's count out 14 pennies. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now, there were 14 markers. 5 rolled out off the table. How many markers am I going to take away? That's right, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you take away your 5? Excellent. Let's stop the video and draw a picture of what your counters look like now. Kindergarten, does your picture look similar or the same as mine? Maybe you use circles instead of trying to draw markers, and that's okay. This isn't an art class. This is math. Now, we also used cross-out marks or X's. Those X's help to show the change in our picture. In today's number story, there were 14 markers that we started out with, but then something happened. 5 fell on the floor. So in your picture, you took away how many markers? That's right. We took 5 markers away from the hole. Now, all we need to figure out is how many are left. Do you think you know the answer? We can show our answer by writing an equation or a number sentence. We start with our whole or our total. There were 14 markers. Next, we put our symbol in between our whole and our part. That symbol is called a what, kindergarten? That's right, kiss your brain. It's called a minus sign or a subtraction sign. After we use our subtraction sign, we fill in the other part of the equation. We knew that 5 markers fell on the floor. So we read our equation like this. 14 minus 5 equals. Now all we have to figure out is how many markers are left after we take away the 5. How many markers are left, kindergarten? Kiss your brain. Boy, oh boy, do you understand subtraction? After we took 5 markers away from 14, we found out that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 markers left. So 14 take away 5 or minus 5 equals 9. Great work, kindergarten. I can't wait to work on another problem with you soon. Have a great day.